With so many movements and policies being enforced against the use of plastic, plastic ban has become the trending piece for discussion and debate. Majority of people are rooting to put a ban on usage of plastic so that it can make our environment safer. But let's think this through. Will it really be that simple? Grocery shopping would become extremely difficult. Substituting plastic for jute or paper bags will not happen overnight. If I were to mention the amount of water which is required to make a certain amount of paper, it would leave you shocked. In fact, every time you crumple a piece of A4 paper or make an aeroplane out of it, remember that it took about 13 liters of water to make just that A4 sheet. Consuming beverages would become a nightmare. Your favorite cola cans, which you so fondly store in the refrigerator for a Netflix night, would fail to keep the cola fresh, but instead, it would corrode within 3 days. Forget about having warm tea or coffee on your way to work, because the cups have a thin plastic lining to store your beverage. Get into the habit of making tea, because the tea bags which are made of plastic would never see the inside of your house. Plastic has a useful property of keeping packaged food fresh for longer periods. Without plastic, food would rot away much soon. Because of this, transportation over longer distances would become a huge hurdle and people would have to depend heavily on locally grown food and the food which is available seasonally. Furthermore, organic produce and organic waste in turn would increase drastically, which would also create environmental concern. We see that the plastic production industry is huge, and India has over 30,000 plastic processing units which employ over 4 million people to create a market of 2.25 lakh crore. What would happen to them if plastic production was stopped?
Clothing would be limited to natural fibers, no polyester socks, no nylon dresses or acrylic sweaters would be manufactured. Doesn't look very comfy and elegant now, does it? Worried about safety in your surroundings? You'll have to worry more now. Without specially made polymeric material, heat and water resistant safety wear would not exist. How will the brave firefighters save you now? Been saving money to buy your favorite car. Start saving more or beg or borrow, but don't steal. Without plastic fiber, lightweight cars would not be manufactured and only the more expensive heavy metal cars would replace them. Mileage will go down and demand for fuel will increase. Every watch will be priced like a Rolex without cheap plastic components inside it. Without plastic, electrical insulation would not exist, circuits will become more expensive to build, and modern technology would not be where it is today. The world would start to figure how many desirable properties that polymer possess and how ridiculously hard it is to find a material that can replace them.
We possibly couldn't imagine living our lives in a world without a component so versatile such as plastic polymer, and because the plastic industry is so huge, the government has held off on its plan to ban single use plastic, fearing that it will be problematic in case of an economic slowdown in the country. But there are some things which we can do from our side, which is to popularize and capitalize on cultivation of wax worms, which eat away at the plastic. This is a good way to reduce its quantity instead of incineration, which is only adding to air pollution. It is observed that about 6,000 waxworms eat a plastic bag in 1 hour. We can also use plastic waste for construction of roads and employ primary fuel substitution to save fossil fuel, raw material consumption, and reduction of landfills.